Hey guys, it's Quentin. This is my final video in regards to the 3D printed 35 Ford Waterfall that I've created. And I wanted to show you guys the detail work that went into it, painting in between the ribs and then just final mounting it in the car, and you can kind of see what it looks like. And then I want to talk about about selling them, and because I know a lot of you guys have reached out to me and asked if I'd be selling them and kind of where I'm at on that space and where I'm at in that process on selling these. So with that, we'll take a look at it inside the car and then I'll come back and I'll talk about selling them. Thanks. You can see the finished piece. You can see the detail work that went into it. So Mike and Dale at M&L Customs, they really helped me with a little bit of the detail work on and really made this thing come to life. So they are the ones that taped it off, and then they painted inside between the grooves this nice black, flat black, which I really think helps sells it a little bit more. And then they also added this little bitty, in this recessed area, black in here in this recessed area around this trim to kind of give it a little bit more three-dimensional look and to kind of help sell that this would be like a stock one and would spin around and reveal the ashtray, which it's not. So something on this one we had to do for this was how we mounted it. So on a stock dash, it just goes back here and then there's two screws back here to mount it. Well, you can see here, I've got this extension piece that the radio goes in and the headlight switch and some other stuff is in. And so I don't have that all the way back. Mine can't go all the way back like a stock one. So we just used some pretty heavy duty two-sided tape, like what your car emblems are on. And that's how it's secured in there. So, and I mean, it's secured in there really nicely. So it's not going anywhere. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since we final mounted it, and you know, it hasn't come unstuck. So I think it's gonna be just fine. Hopefully you can see that chrome work real nice. So anyway, that's the final piece, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this project is wrapped. So now that you've seen inside the car and seen the dash, the waterfall completely mounted and final, I just wanted to address one last thing with everyone, and that is selling these. I never intended when I started this project to sell these. I didn't think anybody would want one, honestly, because I just figured I was taking the easy way out, and because I didn't want to cut a hole in my dash, and there were some other things, and I didn't want to mess with trying to make a stock one, find a stock one and get it, to the level that I wanted this one. And so I never in a million years thought people would be interested in buying these. So since then, I've kind of had a couple of goals that I've wanted to hit along the way. The first goal was I wanted it to look good. And I had a pretty high level for that, of wanting it to look good. I feel like, me personally, I have met that goal. When I first started this, I said that I wanted it to look like a real waterfall from standing outside the car, if you were just outside the car looking in. And I feel like I've hit that goal and even surpassed it. When I first started thinking about doing this, before I ever shared anything, I was just gonna buy some chrome spray paint and spray paint this thing. And obviously I didn't go that route. I actually had this, this plastic chrome plated. So I think I've got a process now for how to get these finished and look good. The second thing that I need to figure out right now is, or kind of experiment with, is I don't want to sell a product that I don't have full confidence in. I'm sure we've all bought a product that doesn't fit, that doesn't last, and I don't want my name associated with something that's not the highest quality I can provide. So I think as far as finishing, I can meet that level of a high quality product. But the thing that I'm kind of wanting to make sure I can do right now is that this product will last, that these waterfalls will last. And so the the issue that I want to double check and be 100% confident in is these are a 3D printed plastic piece. And so plastic in hot weather in cars can melt. It can get hot enough where some of these 3D printed pieces can melt. I've seen it online and stuff, and we've used the best quality plastic that we can, and I think it will hold up in the heat. But I'm not 100% positive of that yet. So obviously the car's been in my shop mounted for about 2 or 3 weeks, and it's gotten pretty hot in here. You know, we've had 80, 90 degree weather, and I want to see what this will do out in a car show parking lot and see what happens when, you know, it gets really hot. So I don't want to sell something that is going to melt on you guys. Like, I don't want that. If it melts on me, that's okay. I'm the one that started this process, but I don't want to sell that to someone and find out, you know, down the road that at a certain level, certain temperature, it just starts melting and drooping. So I'm kind of the test dummy on this one. But like I said, we've used really good plastic, and you know, all the processes that we've done, I think it's going to hold up okay, but I still want to do that. Some of the questions I've been asked about it is pricing. I wish I had a firm price on things. You know, when all this started, I talked to the person that chrome plated it, and he was going to get me a price on, you know, if I sent him 10, 20, you know, a large number of these so he could chrome plate them all at once. Well, since all this Corona stuff has happened, we've kind of like fallen out of contact with one another, and it's fallen off of his plate probably, and I get it. I'm not upset with him at all. So I need to get back in contact with him and see what he'll do on pricing if I send him a whole bunch of these. You know, the best thing I think would be able to do, I would love to just sell these plain, kind of like a fiberglass body, and I would give you guys all the information that I have on how to finish these to this level. And so finishing to this level, it's not really hard. It's a lot of elbow grease, honestly. So I think you could save some money if you just bought them from me, you know, in the raw, like what you saw in the very first video, and then just sand it, prime it, send it to who I use to chrome these, and then get it back. And then if you want to leave it chrome, you're kind of done. All chrome, you're done. Or if you want to, you know, take it to the level I took it, where painting in between the ribs, you can do that too. It's not that hard. It's just tedious, and it's just elbow grease. So I mean, I think selling these raw would be, you know, would save some money for you guys, and you know, I think if I can do it, you guys can do it. I know it. But also for the guys that want to know that they're getting the same thing that I have and really want that look, you know, I'm going to do the math, and I'm going to put together a number that I would sell these completely finished like mine. So my kind of goal for offering these is, obviously I want to do a 35 Ford one. So that's what I have the ribs spaced out. I want to do a 36 Ford one. So that waterfall is just a little bit different, but I've kind of got a 3D model for that one already. And then I want to offer these both with and without the crank hole in them. I know that's kind of been asked a lot. So I'd like to provide that, because I know there's a lot of street rod guys that don't have the crank out windshield like I do, and so they filled that hole in their dash, and but they want to run that waterfall because it is kind of a unique, iconic thing for these cars. So I'm going to offer it with and without the crank hole, which I've been told that those waterfalls are kind of expensive, and I want to sell these things unfinished. I'm hoping for around 75 bucks, honestly. And then, so I think that's a very reasonable price. I would have paid 75 bucks for one of these raw for me to finish. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just want to see what happens when we get into the heat of this during the summer. And then I want to start selling these. I've kind of been toying with the idea of doing a first run of these, of like, say, the first 10 unfinished ones I sell could be for even cheaper price than the $75, maybe 50 bucks or something is kind of where I'm thinking. The first 10 at 50 bucks unfinished, and then after that first initial run, they'll probably go up in price a little bit. So that first 10 would just kind of help me, you know, cover all the costs that I would have to, you know, make these in such a large quantities. So, but that's kind of where my head's at. I know I've got a list of guys that have said, of you guys that have said that you wanted them, and if you've raised your hand, you're probably on that list. And if you're not 100% sure if you've raised your hand or not, but you want one, let me know again, and I'll just put you on the list again. And, you know, if I have duplicates on there, I'll kind of consolidate and make sure, you know, there's not a lot of duplicates on there. But, you know, I'm excited about this. I really want to, you know, I can't wait for other car guys not in my hometown to see this and really get their opinion and like see how many of these guys I have can fool on these things. So I'm excited, and we're gonna go from there. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I wanted to talk about on the selling of these things. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it, and if you're interested, please email me or direct message me or message me on here, and I'll put your name on the list, and we'll get to working on this. And hopefully maybe by into August or sometime in August, you know, I can start shipping these out, the unfinished ones, and then for the guys that want a finished one, we can start getting that ball rolling too. So anyway, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Also, I just wanted to point out, one of the first times you guys saw this car, it had black walls on the front, white walls on the back, and you know, it didn't look the coolest, you know, the mismatched tires. I've since remedied that, and I just wanted to give you a real quick look at this. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the photo that I posted on this Facebook group already, but I just think it looks super cool, and I just want to show it to you guys. So I had the wheels re-powder coated, the black, got new back tires. So it looks real, I think it looks like kind of like a moonshiner car now. It just gave it a different look, and I think it looks cool. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at that so you could see it with the black walls on it now. Thanks.